Hey Jay, how are you? We're going to do a driving tutorial today. Use it to help you. how are you? We're doing a driving tutorial today. I'm doing well. How are you? If you have questions, type them in. Yes, I do both. Right now, we're on the main thoroughfare in the Midwest. The speed limit here is about 55. So I'm driving about 55, trying not to tailgate. A lot of people use these tutorials to reduce anxiety and help them learn how to drive. I am a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. I also do road test prep. I work for several large driver's education companies, so I have a lot of experience working with students with anxiety, adults, students over 21. I do the classroom portion, segment 1. Segment 2, it varies from state to state. Some states you have to be 18 to get your full license, some 17, some 16 and a half. I do everything from registration, teaching class, day 1 to day 12, checking tests, writing down test scores, alphabetizing, mailing them to the main office or driving them over. Then I sign the certificates and I deliver them to the clients, or they're now emailed. Post-COVID, I do more online classes. I've taught in the classroom for over 16 years. So post-COVID, I decided to just do online. Works better for my situation, my family. Typically, I drive anywhere from 12 to 26 kids every 6 weeks. I do adults, people who want road test prep, private lessons, adult lessons, people who come into the country want to learn how to drive. It really varies. But I think a lot of people want an instructor who's patient, kind, good sense of humor, honest, and just overall a nice guy. I try to be those things. I always try to share a story to help all of you become good drivers. Like, you notice I'm keeping my space right now. I'm at about 55. I'm looking ahead at the second green light. Most of us are about 55 to 60 miles an hour. Also, as of late, there's been a lot of road rage. People who are driving very aggressively. A lot of drivers aren't using blinkers. They're on the cell phone. There are a lot of people who have traumatic shock from a horrible accident, and they tend to look at my content and ask a lot of questions. I go live in the mornings, live in the afternoon, and then in the evening I do a live session going over questions about drivers 19 to 39. Like, this truck is kind of cutting everyone off. They were speeding. They were to the left of me. They're kind of in a hurry tailgating. This is why they keep tapping their brakes. So I'm just backing off of them. I'm just taking my time. I think some of the biggest takeaways: don't leave late. Try to get up early. See how much of a hurry. I'm gonna say it the B word. You see how much of a hurry they're in? That just causes accidents. It makes people angry. And I think just driving balanced. You want to be safe as possible. You want the right way the first time. And I see a gap. People 19 to about 29 have the support system at home. Mom and dad are working. Their older sister or brother are working or married. So that particular age group doesn't really have a place to go, or is not motivated to get their license. So I try to motivate people to take their road test prep, motivate them to get a good coach. I'm in the Midwest, so I really can't. One of the things I've seen as an instructor, and I always use new technologies. We're trying to get a Tesla on the channel, and then I can do private lessons. Level is in outside. See the black truck up there? They're in a hurry. And I'm just maintaining speed. And this is kind of deep driving. I've been driving for more than a half an hour. Most of the lessons are about an hour. And this is rush hour traffic. So people are tired, irritable, very little patience, late home, late to work, late to a possible meeting. And right now I'm coasting. I'm off the gas. So now I'm squeezing my brake with the ball of my foot. Taking my time. See that black truck? Keeps cutting off. I really need to get over to the right, but I've waited too long. I might be able to get over. I'm gonna turn on my blinker and see if someone will let me over. But I'm not going to be selfish and just block traffic. This is the highway transportation system. We all have to work together. And some drivers are nice. I gotta move up. Looks like I won't be able to get over. I don't think anyone's going to let me over. I'm going to try to get over. Nope. I'll just go straight. So that's the ideal situation. I don't want to be rude and cut people off and be arrogant and disrespectful because that's not my DNA. Whoa. See the Federal Express? We're not trying to do all this. So something is going on up here. So maybe it was a good decision. And by teaching adults, you learn to give them a plan. I try to map out a strategy. I should not be taking this road because traffic is moving slow, so I need to continue on straight. And then I always tend to meet the families, talk to them, map out a plan. I give you an evaluation after every single drive. I think good instructors do that. They're patient, they're kind, they're honest. You gotta have a job if you want to drive. You gotta be able to get around, and I understand that. And once upon a time, I was that person who didn't drive, and I was riding the bus, but I simply got tired of it. And I said to myself, I'm gonna get my license. And my family didn't help me. My mom and dad didn't help me. I had to help myself. And that made me a better person. So, and if you have mom and dad to help you, that's a blessing. But the expectation is you're going to take care of your car, you're going to get a job, and you can't just lay back. You can't lay back. You got to keep pushing yourself. That was a real easy, smooth turn. A lot of beginners go too fast, or they half turn the wheel and drift. But I think the biggest thing, I think most people can drive, but then it's the car maintenance. It's the cost of the car. Either you're going to buy a used car that is kind of a piece of junk that will break down eventually, tires, brakes. Those are expense items, throwaway items. You probably get 35 to 40,000 miles out of a good set of tires if you don't drive too crazy and you rotate them and proper air pressure. You can probably get 60,000 miles, 50,000 out of brakes and rotors if you're not super hard and hit them really hard. Stay on top of your oil changes every 5 to 7, 10,000 miles. Build a relationship with a good mechanic that you can trust. And just keep your car clean and take care of it. Cars depreciate really quickly, like the Teslas. You buy a new one for $60, within 2 years, you've lost $20,000. So you buy what you can afford. Most of these cars around me are front-wheel drive, subcompact. The one to my left, the Ford Explorer, that's the base model. There's some that are twin turbo. Like they're getting ready to turn, so I'm lifting my foot, I'm driving slower. I think a lot of beginners, you're just overwhelmed with information. This means we can change lanes left or right. That car could have cut me off, but they did it with the lane change. I'm not worried about it. I'm at about 45. Man, see, they could have got behind me. But at least they gave me a blinker with like 4 blinks. But that kind of threw me off. They could easily have come in behind me, but they chose not to. So that's an example of how people are kind of selfish. And there was like 5 cars spaced behind me. But I try to stay relaxed. I try to teach my adults and teens to stay chilled. My purpose is to learn how to drive, get a job. You don't have to have the newest car, but just one that's nice, clean. I think you have to set priorities. If your priority is to learn how to drive, that needs to be the only thing you're going to do in your life. You can't let mom get in the way. You can't let dad get in the way. You can't let your boyfriend or girlfriend get in the way. And if you have that focus, you're really going to be successful. If you don't have that focus for whatever reason, you're going to make excuses. And we really don't want to make excuses. We're all human. We all make excuses. But you got to put driving first. And if you're not, then it will never happen. And years will go by. If you have to save $1 or whatever, and there are programs out there, you just have to call people and ask. You can't be scared. Driver's ed is not free. Teaching someone to drive is not free. There are people out there who will love to help you. I would love to help you guys, but I'm not free. Time is the most important thing that someone has. If they're willing to spend time, then they're willing to help you. I'm willing to help any of you. I need to wait for these cars to go by, then I can make my turn. Oh, that's a big one.